Man, where are those guys at? I thought they'd be here by now. I got to get this thing done. I got so much sanding to do and what. Hey, there you are. Good to see you guys again. Welcome back to Junks Automotive. Man, we got a lot to do. It's Saturday night, evening, late afternoon. So hopefully by Sunday morning, we'll have all this roughed in. Probably not, but we'll try. We've got a couple dents I want to show you. Get them fixed up, the bottom of a door to straighten out. Then we're going to do some grinding and do the Bondo boogie all over again. Let's get this thing done. Man, hey, Ed, put your work clothes on. You ain't here just to watch, are you? All right. Braden, Dallas, come on. I know, I was late too. You guys are late, we're all late. Let's get on it. Good to see you. All right, so as you can see, by the way it is, dent. Pretty much just about fill that. It's way less than 1/8 of an inch, but what bothers me is right on top, there's a little bit of a high spot. So we go to do the body work, you know, that's gonna pop up in our face and get on my nerves. Hammer and dolly, or I like to say, dolly and hammer. I'm gonna hold the dolly right on that high spot, and I'm going to hit on the inside of the fender where the high spot is, the low spot, high spot, depending on what side you're looking at, right? And I can feel it, so thought I could. There you go. Really, kind of the same thing. I can put that dolly on the inside. Now, I'm not good at this or anything, just so you know. Gonna flatten that out a little bit. You hear that high-pitched tinging sound, that's when we're right on the mark. That's a whole lot better. So my high spot's gone, low spot's still there. I'm not wailing on it, I'm just tapping it. That's gonna be good enough for me. I got these couple other dents I'm gonna take care of. Found another one right there. Yeah, we got lots of work to do. I'll show you the next one. Yep, this whole back panel is gonna it's been damaged and welded on, and I think it's been cracked a few places and they welded it, so it's all gonna get skim coated. Got a couple little dents there. I straightened out a little bit, probably as far as I'm going to go. We got this one a lot better. There was a little one here, and I'll probably work on it a little bit more. But the door, yeah, it was Bondo from there to here, and the whole thing is kind of in. But I wanted to show you what I come up with. I've done this before. Just some sandpaper. It's going to show our low spots, but on this side, there's a high spot, and I'll know right where to hit, where to work my holly and my dammer. I just kind of get this a little bit more ironed out, This whole car is going to be skim coated with Bondo and the polyester high build G2 feather fill primer on top of all of it, just to get it straightened out. But we can keep our thickness down a little bit if we spend a little time here and there. And I got a little something here, so we need to clean this door off the rest of the way. But we're getting there. We've got a lot. Damage around here, damage here, and blend into damage. Like I was saying, talking about this whole thing would need all the way up through here. You can see our funny low spot right through here, all the way through there, right around that, you know. And I'll block down the other side just to see that if it's supposed to be this way, we won't fix it, obviously. We'll just leave it. Little high spot here. Got to get the bumpers on the body that go under the hood, so the hood's placed where it's supposed to be. I have a trunk lid seal that'll kind of help me there and make sure but it looks pretty good. So, all right. Yep. Right here was a pretty good wallop. I got it straightened out. Just sandpapered, like I said, on the inside so I could see it and holly and dammer it. Probably got a little bit of a high spot now I'll have to tack down. I need to work on that one a little bit. That's not too bad though. Got the bottom of the door lined up with the rocker. Now the rocker isn't really where it should be, so what I did, just grabbed the pinch of the bottom of the door and worked it, pull it out to line up here. Well, then that causes it an innie right above where you've pried it. So then I went on the inside of the door and knocked that back out. This whole thing is getting skimmed, so it don't matter, and our thickness I think is still within specifications. We'll probably load this with Duraglass first, and some of the lower spots. I like Duraglass better in a thicker situation than Bondo, obviously. It's stronger. Yeah, we got this whole thing to do. That. Yeah, all that. You know, that's pretty minor. It just needs scrubbed down and roughed up and 40 grit and throw some Bondo on it. I'll probably add just a little skim coat on the bottom here to line up here, because again, it's the rocker panel's not in the right place. Probably a little bit through here, so it looks a little funny where they made it. So we get all that cleaned up. Probably gonna start grinding away on a bunch of stuff here in a few. We're just gonna go through and do it all at once, semi-line fashion. After I get this door off and get it started with some little bit of Duraglass and setting up, I'll go through and start grinding where I'm going to put the Bondo on our body. All right, drilling some reference holes. When I put this door on, I'll use my 1/8 inch drill bits just to get it right back where I had it, so I don't mess around a whole bunch trying to figure out where the door was. When you know it, my battery died. Anyway, so the hole goes to the hinge, through the body, and through the plate that floats around the back. Once they're all lined up, it's got to be where it belongs.
They say she likes a four-wheel drive, she likes an SUV. She's crazy about a muscle car, classic Model T. She even likes a limousine, none of that's for me. I just need a way to get from point A to point B. Love my car, it's a beater with a heater. Goes pretty far, but it's a real gas eater. She don't like what I drive, I don't wanna meet her. Love my car, it's a beater with a heater. Now I might have to change a tire or glue the mirror back on. The radio, it always works, but stations might be gone. Sometimes I gotta smack the dash when I turn on the lights. Sometimes I just roll down the windows, drive around all night. Love my car, it's a beater with a heater. Don't go fast, but I never was a speeder. If she don't like what I drive, I don't wanna meet her. Love my car, it's a beater with a heater. Your custom van, you're fast and furious. You can keep that big sedan that's so luxurious. I don't want no hybrid car or monster pickup truck. Hell, I tore out the back seat so we got a place to sleep. Love my car, it's a beater with a heater. Got 4 doors, but it's only a 2-seater. If she don't like what I drive, I don't wanna meet her. Love my car, it's a beater with a heater. Love my car, it's a beater with a heater.
Man, well, there we go. We got her, everything sanded down, basically where I want to put Bondo. There's a little bit, like right here, I missed a spot, but you know, it's all roughed down in 40 grit. Got the door. Got the door ground down. It's pretty beat up. Yeah, we're going to be skimming that whole thing. So, had a really good question. You know, somebody said, well, some people say that you should seal it, the metal, before you put Bondo on it. Some people say only put Bondo on bare metal. And it's a really good question. I think the right answer is do whatever you want to do. If this metal is roughed up and I put epoxy primer on it, it's not going to come off of that metal unless I grind it off. If it doesn't grind off but it's rough, it's roughed up right there. I can put Bondo right on top of that. The Bondo's not going to come off. It's called mechanical adhesion, right? It's a mechanical process, not a chemical one. You know, so the places where I have sealer on it, So what? It's already roughed up. I'm gonna put Bondo right on top of it. Now, if, you know, like right here, pretty nice spot, doesn't require any body work yet that I can tell. No, I'm not gonna grind it off. But I am gonna sand it really good before I put our high build primer on top of that, so it doesn't come off. That's the answer, you know. Big controversy. Some people just won't, you know. I would rather have it on bare metal, you know. So if you put it on bare metal correctly, that Bondo is sealing it. Duh. All right. Let's mix up some Bondo and some Duraglass and make a big mess. While we're mixing up some of our Duraglass here, I just thought of something. I want to ask you guys, what is green and red and goes 100 miles an hour? Anybody? No? Frog in a blender. Yeah. Okay. Anyhow, try not to mix this up too hot. And hot by meaning a lot of hardener. I know, broken record. Didn't we do this? Doesn't it look familiar? No, you're not watching the same video you watched last week. This is a new video. We're just doing the same thing. And it makes it kind of tough to make it real interesting on YouTube. I wish I was one of those car YouTube channels that I could always be doing something different. It's harder on a long project like this because I got to get this one done before I do something else. That's just kind of how I roll anyway. Get that all mixed up. I don't want to see any blue colors. I want it to be all a uniform color. We're going to go fill in a couple places on our door, a couple places here on this passenger rocker panel. All right, I'll take you over there so you can watch. Now it's a little harder for you guys to see where the highs and lows are. I kind of can tell from when I sanded it with the little baby Bondo hog. And this Duraglass would be pretty thick. So what I want to do is work it in my gouges in the metal, you know, really good. Hey, that's good. So that we don't have air pockets in there, we don't, you know, nothing like that. And then you can kind of glide over top of it. And again, I'm just using this to fill the more damaged areas so I can keep our Bondo thickness down. We'll let it set up and sand it off. Then we'll skim coat our Bondo right on top. Rough little door. You can see our high spots. That's where I stop. Low spot, low spot, low spot, low spot, low spot. Of course, this is where a crease was down through the door, and down here it was damaged, around here it was damaged. And it's still got, you know, they need some more fill. But our base is nice and solid. The thicker areas are, you know, it's not very thick anyway. It looks thick. By the time we put Bondo on this, it'll be pretty slicked up, be really nice, and our actual Bondo will be very, very thin. That's kind of the plan. So let's get some Bondo mixed up, get doing some more. All right. You know, same thing. Big mess. Big old Bondo mess. Yeah, well, you know. All right. I did put the hood bumpers in just to, you know, so actually right here, it's pretty much where it needs to be. And this is high. That's okay. We're gonna knock it down with our 80 grit. Everything else is bondoed up. Got a good thick layer on everything. Everywhere there's damage, something, you know, we'll end up using more here, but we'll do that in the second step. We need a grill. We're gonna need a grill. Looks rough because it all needs sanded. I'm gonna sand it all down. 40 grit. Spot down there. Spot over there. Redid that over there. We got our rockers down here leveled off a little bit on the ends and get them cleaned up. All the damage there is taken care of. There's our dent we fixed. No, that's the dent we fixed. Dent's down here, the whole back of it skimmed up. You know, we'll take a little break, get this stuff cut down real quick. You know, there we go. Get it roughed in, heck yeah. All right, started about 4:30. It's going on 10 o'clock. We have a couple hours of sanding ahead of us. 40 grit, all of it. Combination of tools, a little more of a hard block, 40 grit. I've got a piece of foam, soft block for the curves. All the flat places, I'm going to use a combination of the 6-inch. No, it's not an 8-inch, so I'm going to call it a mini Bondo hog. It just spins. Oscillates a little, it's not like a DA. And of course, my favorite, Viking airfoil. right? So I'm gonna get my mask on. Wear your mask. Just wear it. I know I don't look cool. I try to look cool because, I mean, look at me. Get you set up. Maybe we'll listen to another Chris Wolf song, whoever that guy is. By the way, you guys like the music, please let me know. It's kind of part of my niche, YouTube would say. You know. Be right back.
I couldn't afford invisible fence. An invisible dog, it seemed to make more sense. I named him Spotless, 'cause he was so clean. Greatest dog that you have never seen. Got invisible papers from the IKC. The Invisible Kennel Club said he's pedigree. Well, he can do tricks. He comes when I call. And you're never gonna see him lick his invisible balls. My invisible dog, he don't bark and he don't bite. You don't need to go out for a walk in the middle of the night. And he's always gonna be there to the end. My invisible dog is my best friend. Sometimes he sleeps out on my front stoop. And you never gotta worry about stepping in invisible poop. Now you might wonder just where he's at. Usually out chasing the neighbor's invisible cat. My invisible dog, he don't bark and he don't bite. You don't need to go out for a walk in the middle of the night. And he's always gonna be there to the end. My invisible dog is my best friend. One day he went out to play in the yard. And he got run over by an invisible car. And now he won't fetch, just lies there instead. And you're never gonna see how well that he plays dead. My invisible dog, he never barked and he never bit. He was the greatest dog until he got hit. And he was always there until the very end. My invisible dog was my best friend. My invisible dog was my best friend.
Well, there we go. Bodywork's all roughed in. Now don't get me wrong, there's stuff to fix and straighten out, but we have yet to go over the whole thing with 80 grit. At that time, we'll block the whole entire car by hand with 80 grit, fix some places. We still have places to fix at that time. You know, still have the hood and the boot lid, as they say in the motherland, I guess. You know, I'm pretty happy with how it's turned out, how quick it went by, a load of work. But you know, found a little place down there, fixed her up. And some of this Bondo's left a little high. I kind of tried to do that. That way I could block it with 80 and not have to add more Bondo. We got enough of that going on anyway. I was pretty happy with this. Again, some of that Bondo's a little tall yet, but we'll block her down, finish it up with 80 grit. Then we'll spray the G2 the feather fills all over this thing. I'll probably put a whole gallon on it. So, you know, right on. Yep. Hey, I sure appreciate you guys watching again this week. Next Sunday, same bat channel, bat time. Sunday, sometimes Sunday, new videos every Sunday. I try to let you know if something's going to change. Anyhow, got her all roughed in. We'll get the G2, the feather fills on the car. Get that all blocked down and straightened out. We'll blow all the body panels off of it. Rust treat and pour 15 on the inside of everything. And about the same time, we'll start putting some color on this thing. Get it all edged in, put it back together for paint. Sure hope you guys like the music. It's a fun thing for me to use my music, my friends' music, my band's music. If you have music that you think I'd like that would fit with the channel, emails down there in the description. Hit me up, we'll see what we can do. I'd like to do stuff like that. So, remember, subscribe. We're at 948, 49, pretty close to 1,000 subscribers. It'll be free hat time. We'll get you in a hat. You just got to play along. So share, tell your friends, subscribe. You guys have a good week. You know, I'm tired. It's almost midnight. That's how long all this took. But one Saturday night at a time, we'll get this car done. Junk out. Oh boy, I'm tired.
Thanks for watching Automotive.